game over. Doria spills all Meghan and Thomas' dirty truth to Tom Bower, in newest revenge chapter, Shock. How could she yelling at her, calling Doria, Daddy, and both sides of the family trailer trash? Throwing baby toys at her? Destroying beautiful, custom-made gifts from Mum? And apparently Grandma wasn't the only female relative upset at Meghan's choice of names. It's just more proof that Meghan is a fake when it comes to her African heritage, as well as how she really views the woman who gave birth to her. I knew she was using Mom as a diversity prop, but apparently Doria wasn't aware until now. At least now it's become clearer why Meghan ghosted her family. She sees them as low class, despite evidence showing they are actually perfectly normal, middle-class people, plebeians, nobodies, dirty peasants, and she wants to rub elbows with the snooty upper class of Hollywood instead. Based on what I've read in Lady C's book, the snotty, arrogant, diva, holier-than-thou behavior actually started when she got on the TV show Suits, and her ego basically exploded. And then to join the Soho house and rub elbows with the glamorous and wealthy, small wonder she started seeing things their way, or at least, in the way she thinks they view classes lower than themselves. She apparently saw her family as beneath her, not worthy of rubbing elbows with her or royalty. Now, Doria has contacted Tom Bower and told all the truth about his spoiled daughter. One thing I was thinking about the other day was, Meghan has a pattern of treating service people like dirt, whether it be palace aides, waiters, clerks, dressmaking assistants, aides for prime ministers, makeup, wardrobe, and props people. It made me wonder, if she treats people working in palaces and embassies like dirt, how is she treating staff at that mansion she supposedly lives in? Doria and Tom moved in together a couple of years before Meghan was born, along with Samantha and Thomas Jr., who had relocated to LA after living with their mom. According to Doria, Thomas Jr. spent time smoking weed with his friends at the family home in Woodland Hills, a burb in the valley. Ragland, who eventually opened a small boutique selling sundresses in a Topanga mall, wasn't averse to joints. They were a family of the type of low-level creatives who abound in Hollywood, enjoying an offbeat life in the sunshine. When Meghan would pitch a tantrum in her high chair, scattering peas on the floor, her dad would encourage her and even get in on the action himself, throwing more peas. Once, when Thomas Jr. and his friends were smoking weed in the living room while she cried in her room, Tom Sr. left to tend to her, then reappeared with a full diaper. He pulled out a spoon and began eating the contents, later revealing that he'd filled the diaper with chocolate pudding. The startling and sensational descended in Meghan's life with some regularity, though even as a little girl she was centered and ambitious. Tom and Doria divorced when Meghan was 2. Samantha and Thomas Jr. were on their way out of the house. Meghan lived with one parent, then the other, until her adolescence, when she lived with Tom full-time. In what must have been a dissonant experience for Meghan, after her day at an all-girls Catholic school, he would pick her up and bring her along to work with him on the set of Married, with Children. In Los Angeles, the American dream isn't only made by grit, but rather by moments of luck. If there is an altar to which Hollywood bows, it's the one of serendipity. And in 1990, Tom, who already made a TV salary, reportedly bought a winning lottery ticket, a stroke of luck not dissimilar to the one required to transform a California girl into a British princess. Meghan attended private school and Northwestern, majoring in international affairs and theatre. She was the first person in her family to go to college. It's certainly a partial explanation for the current conflict that, while Meghan's good fortunes only multiplied from her father's doting, poor investments and family feuds led to a diminishment of Tom's bank accounts. Samantha maintains that Tom paid Meghan's tab when she enrolled at Northwestern and that if Meghan worked at all, as Samantha has tweeted, it was only for extra shoe money and party money. In 2016, Tom filed for bankruptcy. And Meghan did omit mention in Fiji of Tom's contribution to her college education. She attended college supported by her parents and also financial aid. Though hardly delusionally absurd not to mention them in her Fiji speech, she could have made the choice to include them. Meghan followed her father back to Hollywood after a short stint working at the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires, her diplomat uncle has claimed he set her up, making her way from roles as suitcase girl on Deal or No Deal to guest spots on CSI to a female lead in Suits spots